That's right. You raised that thing up. This is why the GPS tried to send you the other way.
Right, but it should, you know what? It should say, hey, listen, there's a bridge that's 13 whatever up here. That's what it should say. But the seats, the airbags come up a little.
It's the speaker. Oh my gosh.
It is another new day, which also comes with new projects in RV life. I am getting ready to set up a whole washing bay underneath so I can use an electric power washer. And then I had this crazy idea, but I digress. That's not what this video is about today. This video is about saving you thousands of dollars in potential damages. Wow, that's pretty dramatic, Todd. I know. But the thing is, I found this little device. It's about this big, and I'm going to go get it in the truck. And we're going to have a real talk discussion today where you're going to see Sheila and I have some kind of drama moments regarding almost hitting another bridge. In an RV life, that's scary. And I don't care what you have. If you're in a Grand Design Momentum or a Bighorn or whatever it is, 13.5 is where you generally sit. And some of the bridges, guess what? They run right into that same. So it doesn't matter if you're in this big RV or the RV you have. We need to have a frank discussion real quick, and you'll probably see some tense moments in this video. So stick around. I'm going to roll the intro, grab my one wheel, run down to the truck, and grab this little bitty thing that's going to save you a lot of headaches and potentially thousands of dollars.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
You going on a one-wheel ride?
Yeah, I'm going to get the luggage out.
I'm gonna go for a walk. I need some thinking.
Okay.
Hey, I just gotta find my shoes.
Sheila's going to come out and play for a minute. We're going to go down to where the truck is so we can grab luggage. We're in this really cool little RV park that I'll probably do an RV park review. Some friends of ours that follow on the channel had this spot, and this is their personal spot here, and they're going to be gone for a while, so they're letting us come and hang out. So these spots are unfinished. We'll kind of go over that. I'll do another video on that when we're showcasing this RV park, but today really need to focus on how our experiences can help you as you travel. And you're thinking right now, we don't have this big RV, Todd. It's very important that you listen today, because it doesn't matter how big or how long our RV is. You're still 13.5. Most of these are 13.5 to the top of the ACs. And this does come into play if you're going East Coast, but heck, we're even in Texas, and we just had this happen to us. So let me run to the truck. Sheila's going to come out and I think go on a walk, and we'll kind of explain some things and then showcase kind of like what happened to us. It was a bit intense. It definitely was that. Are you walking? Are you listening to music?
I'm talking to you right now. What are you doing?
I'm shooting a video.
You are.
I'm going to showcase to them kind of like what happened to us with the bridge scenarios. And we're going to go down, and I'm going to get that little thing out of the truck so I can show them how we can help them so they don't have those stressful moments like we did. How's that?
Well, they're still going to have the stressful moment,
Yeah.
but at least they'll be prepared to handle it.
It is. You like how I kind of one wheel and Sheila exercises? This is how
our marriage
your
life.
boy Todd, you know, he has a bum knee, so the one wheel has become his friend. There she sits, right there. Most of these RV parks, since depending on our sites that we're in, we can't always park the truck. So they generally will have an overflow parking area, like where you park a trailer if you have like a Class A. So they just stuck us down here. There you go. We're going to grab a suitcase because we have so many little things that we're doing in life that you have to tune into all the different videos. So we're grabbing a suitcase and I'll wheel it back up while Sheila continues her walking.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you listen to any good music?
Yes.
See, so we do get out. We don't always sit in the RV. I know what you're thinking. Why don't we have suitcases in our truck? Just better for storage. It's easier to get to them because we travel just to other places. Aha. Found it. Okay. This little, told you it was small, device is a laser measuring tool. And this right here is what's going to save you. So no matter what your RV is, even if you have a big truck, most of the time the measurements to the top of said truck is 13.4. Most of the time the top of your RVs are going to be 13.4, 13.5-ish, no matter if it's a Class A or if it's a, you know, a big toy hauler or a Riverstone or, you know, a Solitude. You need to know those measurements. Then you come upon bridges. So as Sheila's coming up here, let's talk real quick. She's right over there. So a little while back, I'm going to set you over here. A little while back, we had a situation where we were in New York and we were going to our RV park. Sheila had went ahead to check us in, and while she was waiting, she was radioing back wondering where I was. And I had come up onto a bridge that was 12'5", according to the signs. Since then, we've learned that in New York, the state of New York, a lot of times they will put their bridge signs a foot lower due to snow accumulations. So even though the bridge said, I think it was 13.6, it read, the sign said 12.5 or something like that. And we shot video of that. And somebody had stopped to help me, to encourage me that I will make it underneath the bridge because we had set the truck at 13.6. So let's roll that so you can see kind of that dilemma if you're traveling there. And at that time, everyone said you need one of these because I could have measured, or I need a stick. Like they have these sticks you can trucker pulls. So I went and bought one of these and it came in super handy. So let me show you what happened in New York, and I'm going to wheel this luggage up to the RV so we can pack to go on our next adventure.
Okay.
Stupid. I turned, didn't say low bridge clearance, and now it's 12.8.
Do I need to come and help you back up?
13.8.
It says 12.8, but you're
Are you
you're
a regular
good
truck driver?
No,
Okay.
This is an RV.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
But my GPS for truck driving,
Yeah.
it's
It's gonna tell you that. They always list your bridges a foot lower than what they actually are.
okay.
So that's 13.
I'm 13.6.
You'll make it. You'll make it.
I love you.
You'll make it. You'll make
All right, I'll
it.
just.
Where are you going? Are you going to
Never Sink RV Resort. Hold on, she's calling me. Hold on, I got somebody help me. You'll be all right.
Okay. All right.
Bye. Yeah, so not a normal truck driver.
Okay.
I'm an RVer.
Okay.
So you're saying
Setup.
I'm good.
You should be, yeah. Like I said, regular tractor trailers make it under.
Okay.
They're all 13.6, so you should be fine.
Okay.
All
All right, I'm
be
gonna
safe.
go slow.
All right.
Bridge clearance says 12.8. He swears up and down I can make it. It's a foot lower. That is the most insane thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm clear. Oh. Doing really well. Here we go. This is the, I'll slow down so you don't have to listen to me roll this luggage. This is the River Rock RV Resort, and I'll do a RV review on this resort. We'll put it on the app so you can kind of see where we are and what it's like. Sorry it's so loud. We got a bar up there. See that entrance up there? Have a cocktail. They have this new ride here called the Bronc too. I don't think it's new, but they're trying to rebrand it. Question, how fast are these tires or these little wheels rated on luggage? Because the one wheel will do 20 mile an hour. I don't think these little wheels will do 20 mile an hour. They might get friction. All right, I took the luggage in. Can we sit for a second? Oh, I told you it was a little intense when you look at all the stuff that happened up in New York, which caused a lot of comments to say we have to have a way to measure. And so here's where we're at. I bought this little DeWalt measuring tool on, I think, Amazon. And I carry it around on the door. I wasn't quite sure when I was going to need it again. And when we decided that we were going to go west from the East Coast, and if you're going to the East Coast, I highly recommend getting some sort of measuring device because it will take that fear element out. If that guy wouldn't have stopped by and said, you'll make it, and explain what was happening, I would have been frozen there for a bit. So now let's flash forward months. We come out to Quartzsite, Arizona, and I raised the bags. If you've watched the video, I had to lower everything to get on the Cape May ferry with this and everything. So now I've raised the bags back up to give us more clearance. So when we were at the original height spacecraft put it, we were at 13.8. And then when I raised them, I think I went a little higher. I think with the bags fully inflated, we're almost pushing 13.9. And that gave us a little more clearance that when I was thinking about going to Quartzsite, Arizona, we would be going in some rough terrain. And in that rough terrain, I wanted to have more clearance to the underneath because I wasn't sure what I was going into. Hence, being in Texas, I never thought again about lowering. until we came up on this bridge. And once, Sheila's still walking, by the way. Keep going, dear. Doing great. I never once thought in Texas about running into problems. In the GPS we were using, yes, we run the Garmin GPS for truckers. It's a diesel, D-E-Z-L. It's a great because it does tell us the trucker routes and where to be, and it gives you longer periods to get into different lanes than the RV GPS, the Garmin 890, which we actually have that as well. The problem is that you get so used to things when things are not. Like on the East Coast, I was always checking stuff. On the West Coast, not even West, Midwest, right? I've been lackadaisical on checking things, to be quite honest. And when we came up on this bridge and it said 13.7, and the Garmin diesel GPS it will never tell me that there was something on this road. It wouldn't flash up saying low bridge on this route, nothing. It just wouldn't allow us to go on this route. But I kept looking at the road going, this road's fabulous. Why won't it allow it? Literally 2 miles before our turn, we ran into the bridge that says 13.7. Now, our trucker friends are going to be watching this going, well, why didn't you know the height, or what was this? And since then, I've made some changes. And we're going to show you kind of like what happened in Alpine, Texas, coming up to this bridge. And there was panic, and a little frustration, and a little confusion, and a little aggravation, and all that's going to be seen. And that's just life on the road. That's just life going in the RV life in general, or just traveling. So again, this has nothing to do with having a supersized RV. This has to be knowledge of what you're currently traveling in and what you might run against, and how something this will work. Because I ended up running up to do an official measurement on the right side where it looked lower, and it was 13.5. Let that soak in. Why there was so many marks underneath the bridge when the sign said 13.7. You're going to see this all play out, and then we'll finish up and give you some final tips that will really help.
Uh-oh is right. You raised that thing up. I'm guessing it's really not 13.7.
Well, I got 13.8. We were 13.8 when we were at the original marking.
And you went back to the original marking?
I went a little higher.
Well, what's your plan here?
Can I release the air, like when we stop, to do what we normally do to release the air to lower? Can I release that air?
This is why the GPS tried to send you the other way.
Right, but it should, you know what? It should say, hey, listen, there's a bridge that's 13 whatever up here. That's what it should say.
Well, instead it just says, we can't go that way, let me reroute us. So what do you got measurements on?
Oh, the one thing has it at 13.8. I'm looking for my electronic measuring device.
Well, then an inch, if you let the air out, an inch it should get us. What
he
did he
said-
say?
Huh?
What'd he say?
He said trucks hit it all the time. And I'm like, well, I'm at 13.8. So here's police officer.
So are we just going to go for and lower the...
I was going to go up and then just take a measurement.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna hang here, and then he'll, if he needs to.
What are you doing?
We're going up to measure the bridge.
Oh. I thought you were measuring.
No, I want to get an exact measurement. Because he said, that one guy said, hey, trucks hit this thing all the time. I'm like, well. And I told him, I said, I'm going to run up and take a measurement, and then I'll come back and adjust appropriately. He said, okay, that's great.
But I'm sure, don't you think it's 13.7?
No, because, I mean, that one area we were at, it could be 13.5. So I can walk up to it if you want to pull over up here in this little turning area. He was asking, he goes, you got to have a Class A or a CDL for that? I'm like, oh God, here we go.
Well,
Not good.
have to go around.
No, I'm gonna lower the bags, but I mean, we're talking 13, depending on where I was at in the measurement, 13.8, 13.6. The good part is once again, it's a weekend and I can't ask Wyatt if those two levers in the back, if I can leave them pulled and drive, because that would lower it all the way. I mean, plenty of room. It looks like it's higher over here.
Well, it looks like it's been hit.
I know.
Right there.
A lot. Because
so
it's 13.5.
Are you going to pull up to this point and then lower them down?
No, I'm going to lower it up here.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know if I can drive, if I pull the bag things, if I can drive with them pulled.
I just thought that it would air up more.
The good part is we can adjust.
You didn't answer. Do you want me to Google search it?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull and let all the air out.
Watch your back.
And it's going to take a long time for those air to come back in. And then I'll just go really slow underneath because we're at 13.5 when I did that.
Okay, we'll just stay on the phone.
And I'll try to go stay hugger to the left more.
Okay.
And we'll go that route.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll go up ahead and I'll learn it, but if I'm gonna make it, I'll let y'all know.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Clear and lower, so.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. He said he's going to go ahead of you, and if he sees from the other side that it's not going to clear from the other side as he's watching you come through, he's going to honk his horn.
Okay. I'm going to stop right up here, and I am going to let the air out again. Hopefully.
I doubt it filled up hardly at all between now and then. It takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're not rubbing. It's no problem.
He's going to stop traffic over there, so you...
Hold on.
we're rubbing because I can smell it.
I know. Can you see if it's coming up a little bit? I just need like a half inch. Go.
Slow, slow, and slow.
I just need the airbags to come up a little.
It's the speaker. Oh my gosh. Cleared the speaker 1. Speaker 2. Okay, you're clear.
Thank you. Now I need so we stop
Thank
rubbing.
you.
To fill up.
Yeah, hopefully up here there's somewhere you can pull over just and let it do that for a second.
Because the tires were rubbing and I could see the outside.
Yeah, I could smell it. It was bad. We turn in 2 miles, so there's got to be something up
I'm
here.
stopping right here.
Okay.
Oh God.
Low ground clearance. It just, from the top to the bottom, it's an interesting day.
It definitely is interesting. They take the look at this. They take their football serious here. Woo-wee!
Goodness sakes, they've put some money into their...
I told you it was pretty intense. Okay, so I am going to be making a wash bay. I know it sounds crazy to think about, but we can't always find blue beacon. So I'm going to be doing a wash bay. I bought 75 foot of hose and other things so I can just set everything down and wash. So we have all kinds of different things that we do. From traveling, this is what we're getting ready to go do. That's why we have luggage. So we're not always in the RV. We're always going out and doing things. Keep going, dear. You're doing great. Look, she's still walking. See, still going, getting those laps in. So if you enjoy seeing different projects or some of our adventures, consider giving us a thumbs up or whatever. Back to the story. You saw that it was kind of intense, right? But it was beautiful. That drive was such an amazing drive. Going to Big Bend, Texas, if you've watched the Big Bend, Texas video series, we did 2-part series on that. It was well worth it. Really, really enjoyed our time. But sometimes travel days, even though they're like 3 or 4 hours, they really come with some odd obstacles. Since we've made another adjustment on our travel days, since we've talked last and you've watched, I've also used Sheila uses one trucker app and I use another. And I use an app called Hammer. And some of our trucker friends are gonna have different opinions on what trucker apps to use. This app though, when I start now looking at routes, it has a little yellow diamond and it tells me the height of every bridge that's going to be on the route. And I can zoom in and look. Whereas if you're going to use the Garmin Diesel or the Garmin 890 or the Garmin 7 whatever, they are not going to do that. They just are going to defer around that route. They don't give you the reason why. It could be we're too heavy for a bridge. It just completely deflects. And the reason I kept going on this highway, it shaved off almost an hour in time. And it just never told me the why. I just want to make a decision. Like if it would have just flashed up saying low bridge up ahead at 13.7, I would have said, oh, I'll make a decision. But that decision was 30 minutes down the road until I came up to it. Now you're going to have varying opinions on this, but it is something, if you're traveling, something to consider. Bridge heights on the East Coast are notorious. And now that you know that New York is generally always, not even always, can't even use the word always, it's a foot lower. Think about your scared tactics when you pull up and it says 12.6, okay? And you know your RV is at least 13 foot tall, and you don't know that, hey, they make the bridges a foot lower there. I ran up and I measured. I had peace of mind to know exactly where I was. I measured the RV, I let the air out, and was able to go underneath. The problem with most of the people traveling in your trailers, you don't have the benefit of an air ride up and down, right? And here's another factor. You're going to go out and you're maybe going to go get the new MoRide suspension, the independent suspension. And I love it. It is fabulous. But you have to ask that question, because a lot of times when you come out of the MoRide service center, you're going to find that you're going to be 13.7, 13.8. We have a friend that set his up higher because his truck had a little lift to it. He is rocking 14.2. And so for him to go in any sort of bridge capacity just isn't an option anymore. And you can't lower the RV like we do because there's no adjustments. You have to make the turnaround. So if we would have come up to that bridge and we were in our normal setup, we would have had to make an hour backtrack, and it would have been a 2-hour time frame. So it would have been not a fun experience for us. So keep that in mind. If you're going to get the MoRide independent suspension or some of the other suspension systems, ask them when you leave, put the sticker on your truck so you have the reminder, and use all the instruments that you possibly can to make sure that you're making the best decision and you don't get placed in these high intense situations. Hopefully this helps today. Sheila and I are getting ready to pack because we're heading out on a little trip to go see the grandkids and stuff. And if you want to see other stuff like you're seeing here, make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe button. That would be great. But it was fun to just share kind of our trials today with you. And with all that being said, Sheila, I think, is done walking. So I'm going to just say it. We're out.